I believe we are live. Hello, everyone. I'm gymnast86, and this is Glubbers. Say hello, Glubbers.
Hi, I'm Glubbers. I'm noticing silly Jigglypuff still.
But yeah, so Glubbers and I are going to be racing Twilight Princess Any Percent today for the Wolfdash 5 tournament. We are also going to be commentating our race live, because we thought this sounded like a funny idea.
And it's going to be pretty funny. I already know it will be.
I'm excited to fail tricks more than usual.
Same.
Yeah, no. I don't think we've ever raced Twilight Princess Any Percent before.
No, I don't think we have. But we've been on the mic for one another more than once between Twilight Princess showcases for one thing or another. So we have that going for us.
Now we get to commentate both at the same time.
Yeah.
Right,
this is...
Oh. No, you can go ahead.
What we're doing. So this is going to be our losers bracket, round 1 of the main bracket for Wolfdash 5. Jim and I are figuring out who will get to race Sparkle. And that's going to also be an interesting race. So yeah, we're just going to get this underway if Jim's ready. And yes, I do introduce myself as the. Hi.
He is Glubbers. He is the Glubbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, I think. I am Jim, and I am ready, so I'm going to ready up.
Alright. And I am the ready one. So this is going to start the countdown, so I'm going to tell you when I'm starting it. So I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. Now it'll count down from 15.
Yeah, this is how the race room works.
Is in fact how race rooms work.
And here we go.
And Jim, what are you most excited to see during this run?
That's a great question. I mean, I guess personally, I just like all of the new tricks that have been discovered recently this year, thanks to displacement clipping. Personally, I'm a big fan of the fact that poke gate skip is no longer stupid.
So am I.
I think that's my favorite trick now, even if I failed it for like a minute and a half in the last race that I did.
You're just happy that it's not dealing with the 2 bubbles that like to ruin everyone's day.
Yeah. Oh, nice. We both got out of the gate first try.
Yeah, that is
good
very
order
nice.
Gate clips from both runners. Oh, well, unfortunately, I missed the pause, so I have to do it again. That's okay.
Well,
surely I'll get gate clipped the first try again.
Yeah, so we're gonna get 3 first try gate clips in this 1v1 race, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The map just didn't come up.
Yeah, that sort of thing happens sometimes.
I think I will do the unplugged replug strategy this time. Also, yes, first try gate clip again.
We love the 3 first try gate clips in a 1v1 match.
Alright, there we go. So, to ensure that I got the void out, or the map pull for back in time, I unplugged and replugged the GameCube controller so that I could hit A and D-pad right on the exact same frame. Whereas beforehand, I just tried to do it without the unplug, because usually I get it without the unplug, but not that time, I guess. Anyway, Glubbers has the lantern.
I do have the lantern. I can show it off. It's pretty cool. And to the person asking if this is pre-recorded, including the commentary, yes.
We knew you were going to ask about it at this very moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, this section of the run is basically just a lot of rolling.
Yep.
Rolling, you can actually lose, not like a lot of time, but the difference between good and bad rolls can definitely lose you more than just a couple seconds. So we're trying to get good rolls as we go through Farron. It's also made more difficult by the lag in the area that Glover's is in, for instance.
Exactly. Good rolls are made up of a couple of things, namely just chaining the rolls perfectly, maintains your momentum as, like, in an optimal manner, but also the lag, and as well as just the shape of the terrain underneath you, can make that sort of thing quite difficult. So we end up having a lot of ways that you can drop rolls, which, like Jim said, adds up to seconds, like more than just 1 or 2 seconds over short periods of time. It can add up to quite a bit over such a long run. And now, some people, probably not too many, being relatively deep now into a tournament for Twilight Princess any percent, might be wondering some of the tricks that we have going on. How do we already have all of this equipment? Both Jim and I started out the race by doing a trick called Back in Time, and in the simplest manner, all we did was we started playing on the title screen, and we were able to save the title screen file link to file 1, and we're playing off of that file.
Yeah, and that comes with another advantage that we will see shortly, which is that we are going to be able to get the iron boots after we do the goat herding section from good old Orden Mayor Bo. Which, if I'm lucky, will give me a chance to catch up, or if I'm unlucky, I'll fall further behind on.
And I will be glad to see Bo do anything. Sometimes he just likes slapping for minutes on end, you know? But first I get to see the goats.
Goats are fun. And difficult.
Yeah. The goats are... I feel so numb when I do goats in, like, an any percent run, but then when I go and do something longer, like if I do Hundo or just any category that requires goats 1, the 10 goats feels way more of a slog than the 20 goats that you do all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's because the first goats are so early in a run like that, like, you feel more inclined to reset over them, even if you only lost, like, 4 seconds.
Oh, absolutely.
Whereas for goats 2, losing 4 seconds is like, yeah, that's, like, easily acceptable, right? But yeah,
absolutely.
The goats, oh, sorry, what time did you get?
21:28.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I had a single goat that, as Chaotic Ace would say, needed some glasses, but, you know, it didn't turn around or anything.
Let's see, so far my goats are doing okay. Now I have one goat that's going to be going the wrong direction here. Or multiple that are going the wrong direction.
Oh,
ooh, yeah,
no.
This actually is not great. Oh, boy.
Yeah, anyway, this sort of thing can happen.
Eventually he'll turn the right way.
Yeah. The interesting thing with the goats that wasn't so well highlighted during mine is that the randomness in the goats is more of their reactivity. So some of them will be very reactive, others will be kind of short-sighted, and that can cause a lot of variance overall, and just even doing the same thing with 2 different sets will cause very different responses from the goats.
Yep. Glovers is now going to play a rock, paper, scissors, and has won his first round, another move, and then loses to the 3rd move. So now Glovers is on the 2nd phase, where he wants Bo to step to the side, but unfortunately Bo did not do that. Oh, there he goes. Now he stepped to the side, so Glovers can handily push him out of the ring. So that wasn't too bad overall, just a couple extra slaps, basically.
Yeah, just a couple extra slaps.
I accidentally said no to Bo.
Oh, no. Well, now that I have the iron boots and Jim's going into bow here, hopefully Jim can get a little bit better RNG than I did. I got a pretty solid bow, but, you know, being able to catch up a little bit would be it's more fun when the race doesn't stay separated due to RNG in the early game, but there's plenty of places for that to catch up, and nice. Very nice phase 1.
Thank you very much. Also, to be fair, the reason I'm behind is mostly a skill issue right now.
I think that it is the RNG of your D-pad not functioning properly.
Ah, yes, of course. Which is made up for the fact that I got perfect bow RNG, so there we go.
Yes, Bo. Thank you, Bo, for listening to my call and giving Jim the perfect RNG. And yes, for the person in chat wondering if we can see each other, it is totally okay for any percent race to see the other person. It doesn't change what we're doing, so it's not like a randomizer race in that sense.
So
and
I'm going to remember to save
it's not.
After Iron Boots, which I've forgotten to do way too many times recently. Saving there is going to be important for back-in-time shenanigans in like 20 minutes.
Well, at least you have a nice backup if you forget that save in modern day, but I also have that issue just because I'm way more comfortable with all dungeons runs, where you don't do that.
Yeah. And now it's time to be Wolflink. Bark, bark.
Bark, bark. Do you think that Wolflink is a fan of the, like, little squeebles that are in the sewers here?
Probably not. At least personally, I find them to be annoying, so I imagine Wolflink would think they're annoying too.
I too think that Wolflink shares in my sensibilities.
Also, did we both get Boxbreaker?
I did not get Boxbreaker, no. I was...
Oh, you did not.
I think I counted to 12 wrong. I don't know what other people count to, but I count to 12 for Boxbreaker, and I think I counted to 11.
Well, that's 3 more frames saved for me. Ha ha ha.
How dare you. I mean, congrats!
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be ahead of Glubbers. We all know this.
It seems that Wolflink does like the Squeebles today, and they like him back.
But yeah, this Wolflink section is basically just the tutorial area. Nice text skip from Glubbers there as well. If you have to intentionally fall down at least once, but if you can fall down and avoid touching the water while also staying close enough to trigger the event for the rubble falling down, then you can save like 2 seconds by skipping some midna text.
Mm-hmm. Now, while it is a tutorial area, like Jim says, I actually find the movement here to be very, very fun. It just feels very snappy in everything that you do. I would say that it's probably one of my more favorite parts of, like, the early game.
Oh yeah, I would definitely say it's much more involved than just like the rolling as human Link section.
Yeah, absolutely. There is one nice benefit to that, which is that I don't believe Wolflink has much... Like, I believe there's a gap before there's speed degradation on Wolflink, so you have significantly easier, perfect speed retention. Pathing is...
Yeah, that's true.
But
you don't have to worry about chaining your dashes together because they're always as fast as they can be.
Exactly. I like that I got every one-framer except the one that's out of the pause. Or out of the cutscene. The one that Jim will hopefully get here is a text skip that I failed where So you can skip over that
Yeah.
text trigger with a frame-perfect jump attack. But at the end of the day, it is frame-perfect, so these things don't always happen.
Yeah, that one is usually more consistent than the others because you can time it immediately after pressing the start button. But the start button on the GameCube controller is very squishy, so sometimes
I
it can
too
be a
have
little
noticed
difficult.
that. Compared to other consoles, it's a very squishy button.
Okay, Glubbers has now found his friend Hugo. Who he's
Yeah, so
going to
this...
be doing sword and shield skip with.
Yep, this is the first instance of a long jump attack, and it's in its less common form, an enemy long jump attack. Normally we do it with the boomerang, where basically if the targeted, in this case enemy, is at a position above Link, it will increase the speed that you get. And so it's going to kind of look like I'm going to use Hugo here to play Leapfrog.
A good way to describe it. I've never thought about it like that, but that's true.
And that looked like a good
Unfortunate.
one, but I was a little bit late on the second B attack.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that's probably gonna make it, and then it didn't. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, now I guess I am technically ahead if I can get it first try. Such goes the Twilight Princess any % race.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this is definitely one of the harder tricks to learn in the run. It takes a good deal of practice to sort of just understand the nuance of how Hugo moves and how to like get him into the right position and make sure you're facing the right angle. So you can also lose time to RNG depending on just when he decides to swing. Okay, there we go. I thankfully
Nice.
got pretty good RNG there. I only got like one extra swing, so I will definitely take that.
All right, Hugo.
But yeah, sometimes he'll also just stand there and not swing for a while, even when he's in a great position to do so. So,
Ah. I was getting a little bit greedy there, but these things do happen. That's just how this goes. Jim progressing into the Farron Twilight here. He's going to try to just do one more tutorial, which he hopefully doesn't fail the tutorial. That would be very specific and very kind of embarrassing.
yeah.
In that would put Jim in a soft lock.
Which would be bad.
Yes.
Because, yeah, that's that Shadow Beast fight is where we learn the Midna Charge attack, which is basically required for getting through the rest of the game. So you don't want to skip that and then not be able to use Midna Charge.
Mm-hmm. Now,
we
Jim
also...
is going to... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that we also are not going to be doing the Farron Twilight in this run. This is the one Twilight section which we will be skipping, because we just simply don't need to do it with the glitches and sequence breaks that we have.
We have this...
It's almost like we're Twilight Princess any % runners and commentators.
Okay, third try.
Very nice.
And so now
Specifically nice because it gives me the lead.
Yes.
Mustache.
Jim, imagining you with a twirly mustache is a hilarious thought. This is gymnast86. Oh, but we've now seen 2 cases of where this game can be so volatile, and just how this is anyone's race. Those kinds of swings can happen in a lot of places. Jim going into the next fun trick, or sorry, Jim Nasty going into the next fun trick here. Going to attempt to do early Master Sword, so he's going to take Jamal there and guide him over. Line him up, gets good RNG, and immediately gets up. Very nice, distracting me from my own gameplay because I'm used to commentating.
It's okay, I've been distracted from my own gameplay a little bit also, but yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the, we're commentator cursing ourselves by just looking at the other person every now and then.
I was a little surprised that attempt worked, because the camera felt like it was in a very weird spot, but...
Yeah, that was a very interesting camera that you got. But at the end of the day, it's all about knowing how to take what you're given. That's what matters in a lot of these races, right? Or just in any time that you're doing a no reset, races, showcases, whatever it is, a lot of the actual showcase ends up being is just the ability to react to what happens to you. So, masterfully done showing that off.
Yeah, EMS, honestly, I would say EMS is probably one of the tricks that I have, like, the hardest time being long-term consistent at, because I'll have, like, days where it takes me, like, 2 minutes to get it once.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I very much so agree with that.
Yeah, it's just one of those tricks where, like, it's very hard to, like, describe the nuance of how to do it, like, correctly every single time, and then you also, you know, have the fact that the specific swing that the Shadow Beast gives is RNG. Because we do want the slow swing that he gives. If he gives us the fast swing, the trick is basically not going to work. It technically still can, but you can kind of just assume it's not going to work if you get the fast swing. So,
right, we'll
Glover's got the fast swing right there.
Well, I'm already doing better than my last race, where it took 9 swings.
And yeah, Glover's
that was
also
an experience.
Yeah, Glover's being careful to not kill all of the Shadow Beasts, because if you kill all the Shadow Beasts there, you can't do EMS anymore. So...
Yeah, I don't even know how much time loss that is. I don't think that I know how to recover that.
Yeah, I don't know what the recovery for that would be either, unless you, like, save beforehand. But even if you save beforehand, that puts you all the way back at the start of Farron Woods, which is a huge time loss regardless, so...
I think that the only backup to that would be, like, the best backup is probably reverting your save, which at that point would be a bit save. Or I guess the bow save.
Yeah, it's the save outside Bo's house, yeah.
So not the worst. It's not unsavable, but I think the other response would be like the HD route.
Yeah. At which point, just doing, like, going back to the Orden save, I think would be still significantly faster than that.
Yeah.
Mostly because I assume most GameCube runners do not know the HD route.
What, you telling me that your average GameCube any % runner doesn't know how to do Virus skip?
I mean, to be honest, I don't know if I'd be able to do Virus skip on GameCube, since I use HD pause buffering to do it.
Fair enough. I know that I've seen it in some obscure routes for GameCube, and I believe it's actually in Wii All Dungeons. If there's a Wii runner, they might be able to correct that statement if that's not true anymore. Now, Jim is currently in the Master Sword puzzle, which is a very difficult puzzle. It is purely RNG. You have 1-in-1 chance to get the pattern that Jim got, and, you know, knowing how to react to those kinds of RNG differences, that's just what separates the good runners from the great runners, right? Knowing how to, when you see one case versus the no other cases.
Yeah, that was very good, and I have confidence that Glovers will be able to do it the exact same way that I did. and that he will adapt to the 1 out of 1 RNG chance perfectly.
Let's see if I'm able to do it. I'll have to go through the Skull Kid fight here. See if I can remember to actually kill a puppet. I made a very silly mistake the other day where I just kind of stood here without killing a puppet and wondering why it was taking so long. And that was the source of 25 seconds of time loss.
I don't know if I've ever done that. I feel like if I've done that, it might be because, like, I thought I killed a puppet, but, like, I did, like, a weak B attack instead of the strong B attack or something.
Oh, yeah. For me, I was just, like, collecting all of the rupees, and then by the time I was done, I'd forgotten that I had not killed one yet. So, Jim is doing a masterful job at text mashing through a cutscene right now.
Indeed, yes.
Now, fun
Very
fact,
important
did you...
speedrun skill, the text mashing.
True. Did you know that the Master Sword cutscene heals you?
I don't think I did, but that does kind of make sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of heal it actually is. I know that for a run with 3 hearts, it will fill up your hearts. I don't know if it's just a pure full heal, though. Like, I don't know if a casual player comes in with half a heart and they leave it full.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that we might not notice that because we usually, if we're not at full health, pick up hearts in the Skull Kid fight.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, interesting. Also, Glover's doing a very good job at his 1 out of 1 RNG. Absolutely perfect execution there.
Thank you. I learned from the greatest that I watched about a minute and a half ago.
See, who did I learn from? I think when I first learned this game, I foolishly tried following a segmented run in, like, 2013.
Did you know what a segmented run was at that time?
I did, but I was like, well, it's the fastest time, so may as well learn from the best, right?
You know what? Yeah, we're learning from the best, and the best's name is TAS, or then segmented. Alright, so Jim is going to attempt to cross the purple mist here. Now, the purple mist is actually grape soda. Now, if you use the lantern, it deflects the grape soda because the moisture in the air is reflected by the heat. This is totally how that all works, right? Water gets reflected by heat.
That is accurate. That is the accurate science.
Yes.
Also, I paused
Trust
too
me,
early.
I have science. Alright, so Jim is now enacting his revenge on the Shadow Beasts in North Farron for the actually no trouble they did him earlier. But you know what? He's doing it because they did something to me, and he's a good friend.
Yes.
Jim.
I'm getting revenge in Glover's honor.
Thank you. I will get revenge in your honor. I don't know what for, but it will come in time. I owe you a debt.
Let's see. Well, if the spiders do me in, then you'll know what to do.
I see. Are you going to attempt spider skip?
I mean, I have to now because I said it.
All right.
But first, I have to jump / out of bounds here and do back in time.
Ooh, now what would you do that for?
So, this back in time sequence is going to result in me spawning in the King Boblin fight, which on the, like, as an idea seems kind of random, but this actually has the useful property of if we reset the game and during the reset skip the cutscene before the King Boblin fight, I'm actually not sure if that worked. That might have been too early.
Ooh. Well, let's hope it works.
I'll try it anyway. I was mashing start.
Bit of a delay that you have to do on the any % route, specifically because of the file that you saved, I'm not sure what it is about the file, but most files that aren't that Orden save, you don't have to delay before that skip cutscene button shows up, but on the one that you make outside of Bo's house, you do. It's a very minor difference that you see in some categories, any percent versus AD or Hundo, but...
Also, wow, going for spider skip was the correct move.
Ah!
Amazing. Alright, you do not have to get revenge on the spiders for me, then.
Well, do I have to get revenge on the monkeys? We will learn here in a moment.
Maybe. I'm not sure how you would get revenge on the monkeys. The monkeys are not an enemy in this game, but...
That is true.
Okay, it seems like it worked for me. I guess I just did it very optimally because I did it so early. You know, because I'm just that good, obviously. I haven't messed up at all this run.
Jim's run has actually been a perfect speedrun. We do not count the beginning of the run. That
no, of course not. We will ignore the fact that I'm a minute and 20 seconds behind my PB.
All right, well, Jim is going into Ook here, which is another random part, and actually the last random part that we'll see for a while in this run. But this is to get the boomerang.
And we got 4 hops there, which is, I think, about average RNG, more or less.
I believe so.
Because, yeah, Ook hops a random number of times, but he must hop at least twice, so... ideally, you just get 2 hops before defeating him and getting the Gale Boomerang.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I saw my skip confirmation, so I will not be having any monkey shenanigans. Yes, I also hope I don't crash during the Ook fight.
Oh yeah, that is possible.
That you can see visibly. You just need to know what to look for. But first, I will see if they allow me to go for spider skip.
Yeah, so once we get the Gale Boomerang, we can kind of just leave. We don't need to complete Forest Temple, because thanks to the power of the Gale Boomerang, we do have the power to escape Farron Woods.
Oh, I have to do Spider Escape. Or Spider Skip. Oh. Spider Escape would be interesting. Nancy, please.
Yeah. Trying to kill the spider with... Oh my god, this position is awful. Okay. But yeah, trying to kill the spider with the Deku Nut sometimes just will not work depending on your distance away from the spider, because the distance that the nut travels in one frame is greater than like the width of the spider hitbox, so sometimes it essentially just goes through the spider and then breaks on the wall.
Yeah, which is a fantastic thing, and the trajectory at which the nut is thrown is an arc, as you would expect, so it's kind of interesting to even look at. And, like, try to figure out how you would consistently do that. It's not exactly the most fun thing at times, but there is a nice backup, quote-unquote, if Nancy is in a bad position and you've busted the nut on the wall. You can intentionally draw aggro so that she follows you far down. I did it a little bit farther than I meant to, and then she will guaranteed go back away and not be looking at you.
Yeah, I think low enough, you can also use a wolf... Like, if you get her low enough, you can also use a wolf link jump attack to get rid of her as well.
Well, that is true. Also, I had the same number of hops as you. We had 4 hops as well.
Yeah, so I did Farron Escape, and then Ring, we can kind of do it anywhere. So long as the Gale Boomerang is either over a void or over a surface that is higher than Link's feet. When Link throws out the boomerang, he automatically targets it, and so using that property, we can jump attack towards the boomerang and do long jump attacks more or less wherever we want. So long as, again, the boomerang can either be over a void or over a surface higher than Link's feet. And now we come up on Gorge Void.
Ooh.
Everyone loves Gorge Void.
Yes,
this is going to be a
single frame press. I was going to let you be quiet for Gorge Void if you wanted to.
That's fair. Hold on, I have to fail this fight first, apparently. Okay, there we go.
Gorge Void is a frame-perfect jump attack into the void here that you can do out of this cutscene before another cutscene plays that Jim did not appear to get. It saves a minute to get that jump attack on its own, though it is a frame-perfect jump attack with no buffer and not the greatest Q in the world. It's actually something that changes from setup to setup because it's so finicky that, you know, getting it consistently is not the most common.
Yeah. I think so far in the Wolfdash tournament, the only race that I've gotten that in was the seeding race.
I also only got that in the seeding race.
But yeah, I think my attempt that time was like 1 frame early. At least it felt early based on the visuals and when I pressed the button.
Oh, goodness.
Also, wow, we're doing the same trick at the same time. We must be at the same spot in the run. Because that's how that works.
Of course. We definitely don't have to do the trick a lot. You have to do it 3 times. I may have to do it 3 times. We'll see.
Yeah, so Glubbers is gonna go off to the right to do his Mailman skip and Gorge Void attempt. I'm gonna go off to the left here and go towards the Lanayru region, because we do want to take somewhat of a detour right now before we actually go do Elden Twilight. Which is that we want to get the Zora's Domain portal, which will eventually be necessary to start the Lanayru Twilight. And if we, just like routing-wise, because we're forced to warp back to South Farron, it makes sense to do this sequence now instead of like after Elden Twilight, for instance. And I also got Gate Clip first try, so that was very nice.
That one is interesting. It's kind of rare in my, in my experience to just not have to do a second hop.
Yeah, usually it takes at least 2 or 3. Although, generally, like, I don't know about you, but I count, like, tries at gate clip by the amount of, like, B attacks that I do to make the gate swing. So even if it's like a third hop, I still consider that first try.
I absolutely do, too. It would be a bit silly to not, though I do count it as, like, a little because I try 4 hops every time. If I get it on the 4th hop, I'm like, okay, fine.
Fair.
I was a frame early.
I think we should petition the game to move Gorge Void a frame earlier, and then we would have both gotten it.
Yes, mods, can we get a ruling on that one? So this means that Jim and my route will be perfectly identical, I believe. I don't think that there's anything that you do route-wise that I don't do. We would have only had a deviation there depending on if one of us got Gorge Void and the other one didn't, where we would be doing Rupee Roll first before going back here, and what that takes out is the 3rd forest escape that you do in the run.
Yeah. Right here, I didn't do what is the fastest strategy for the Kargarok fight. I did the fastest strategy for normally fighting the Kargarok, but technically there is a way that you can... But that does have a chance of crashing if you do not do it correctly, which is why I generally don't go for it.
Yes, this makes a lot of sense.
We'll be seeing that from you, Glubbers.
Absolutely, you will be, because I am a little bit silly about it. Everything that you said makes logical sense. Unfortunately, I do not make logical sense. So,
I
yes,
mean,
I will be going for that, and am fully aware that I can crash doing it.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, most runners do not crash there.
Mhm.
So, I'm not worried that like Glubbers is gonna crash there or anything.
Yeah,
I just
and
need to
if you...
practice the trick more and get better at it.
Yeah, it is something that, like, recognizing how... Okay, cool. That recognizing how it can crash is just something that you learn with a little bit of time and exposure to it. All right, having a
And that
little bit
gate
of
really doesn't
interesting
want to cooperate.
Uh-huh. Can I get through, please? Thank you. I just
There
needed
we
to
go.
ask.
Yeah, the gate wanted you to say please.
Yeah, so as Jim said, we'll be both going up to Lineru. This is just sequencing in a way that makes it very nice for us to be able to warp straight after the Elden Twilight to the meteor, and then warp the meteor up to Zora's domain, while not having to go and climb then. Now, I don't... We used to do it for the claw shot. I don't actually know that it matters currently.
I think, yeah, I think like technically you could stick if you specifically miss Gorge Void, you could stick this sequence after Elden Twilight, and it wouldn't have like a huge impact on timing. It would basically just be like the difference in how long it takes to scroll through the map in the different routes. Anyway, Glubbers is gonna do fun stuff with Iron Boots
no.
here. Oh, never mind. Not from that angle. Yeah, I
You can
can
do it
understand
from
if it's
this
coming in from
lower
that angle.
incline. You have to be a little bit more finicky with it, though. If anybody noticed, I actually backwalked a little bit, because you will miss if you just try to do it the same as the ledge that Jim did his fight from. It's a slightly different incline.
So yeah, we didn't explain it when I did it, but Glubbers is going to be doing an out-of-bounds clip with the Cargarok here. This saves a couple seconds over flying through the area normally, because the area path zigzags, but if you clip out of bounds, you can simply fly in a straight line, more or less.
As you will see, I will go in a rough straight line. Now, Jim is on his way to do the trick that, if either of us had been successful at Gorge Void, we would be doing immediately after Gorge Void, which is Rupee Roll. Now, first he's going to have to skip the same Mailman trigger yet. I don't believe that we talked about the Mailman trigger. We kind of walk up to a random spot and do an LJA in the middle of the field and then transform again. That's because we're going around a trigger where the Mailman tries to give us some mail. And so Jim's going to do that right here. Walk up to a specific spot. And nicely done. Now he'll be on his way to Rupee Roll, which is going to be how we get over to Kakariko without warping the bridge in the first place, which is a very interesting trick. Just conceptually, it's very cool. So we're going to be using rupee text from specifically a yellow rupee to jump onto a fence and stop our momentum on the fence, to then roll over the fence and get to the other side to do an LJA across the gorge.
Yeah, so usually the trickiest part of this is just getting the correct boomerang targeting position on the fence that you get an LJA. And you're also on a limited timer, because if you take too long, the rupee will disappear, and then you can't do the trick anymore if there's no more rupee. So you have to be decently quick about targeting the fence here and making sure it's the right position. And when the boomerang goes over, we can jump attack, and then we roll out of the rupee text, and we're now on the other side of the bridge. And And using our boomerang long jump attack abilities, after we do some side hops, we can cross the gorge just barely. And now we're on the other side.
Very nicely done, Jim.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, until you have beaten Forest Temple, which obviously we did not do, so that's why we have to do that.
And we would have to beat Farron, too.
Yes, we'd have to also beat the Farron Twilight. Also, the reason I took a roundabout path there to get to the loading zone here is because I wanted to avoid the King Boblin 1 trigger, which, if I had activated, would start the King Boblin 1 fight, which is not necessary for us, and would just be a time loss, so...
Yeah, it loses a surprisingly strong amount of time, too, because it doesn't just impact the sequence immediately following it, it also impacts when you go to City in the Sky later.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's very interesting in that way. Yeah, it's something that I've seen only a handful of times, but it's definitely more common for, say, a new runner doing their first run or two. Now, it's not the most common, generally, to the point of, I'm aware of it, I don't remember exactly what you do, and every time it comes up, I have to Google it. And by Google it, I mean go to ZSR. Google it when Googling ZeldaSpeedRuns.
Yeah, so I'm starting the Elden Twilight, the basement here from the graveyard, instead of having to go through the whole sequence in the Sanctuary. I also transformed into Human Link for some reason. I was not supposed to do that. I don't know why I did that.
I believe because the all dungeon speedrun transforms into human there to clip into
Yeah, that's probably why.
This is in any percent.
I also just bug to explode, so I have to kill it a second time.
That's unfortunate. Alright, it is my turn for the rupee roll. Hopefully it goes similarly to Jim's.
Yeah, so if the first rupee, for whatever reason, does not work, you do have a chance at a backup rupee, where you can dig a slightly different spot on the ground to potentially make another blue or yellow rupee appear. But Glubbers doesn't need that, of course, because he's based and really good at the game, so he just got it anyway. He does the careful side hops, followed by the long jump attack. And very nice.
Nice. Now Jim is going into the Eld Inn here, the worst named inn on the planet, or best, depending on if you like bad jokes. Now, Jim is doing one of the, surprisingly awkward sequences, just because of how much actually holding a torch restricts Wolf Link's movements. I find that part to be one of the more awkward parts of the run, just overall.
Yeah, it's definitely strange. Also, because we got the yellow rupee text from Rupee Roll, we can pick up the yellow rupee there without wasting any time. Because we do need to collect rupees to eventually fix the City in the Sky canon, because neither of us are playing on French, where that's free.
True. We haven't talked about languages yet. Jim, you just have an NTSC copy, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Yes, so that means that Jim's playing on English. Where I'm playing on German, which is the fastest version by, I don't know, a second? Something like that.
Yeah, are you playing on German? It looks English.
Oh! Huh? I have my PAL copy in there playing on English.
But yeah, German is the fastest text language. The reason this comes up in relation to rupee stuff is because the French free without needing to collect a whole bunch of rupees. So that's an advantage that the French language has, but it also loses time due to French text in some areas. Also, here I'm going to be doing the bomb or the bomb house skip specifically as human. This is not the fastest way to do it, but it's the way that I choose to do it because it's much easier than the wolf method, in my opinion, and does not lose a ton of time.
No, it only loses
basically this
4
just
seconds or so.
Yeah. I think we'll probably see Glubbers do the optimal method if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I am way too used to wolf method. I actually find the human method a little bit awkward because of the way that I've historically run Twilight Princess. Any percent is not a very common category for me. So where all dungeons just optimally does wolf bombhouse skip, I just kind of learned that. I never technically learned how to do the human method. It's just so
I see.
basic that, like, if I back up to it and I know how LGAs work, I can just do it.
Yeah. Alright, so I just got the Watchtower bug. I did also, unfortunately, get blue rupee text, because a blue rupee jumped out of a pot that I was not expecting. But I guess on the plus side, I now have 5 more rupees.
Congrats on... Oh! I just realized I can mash in AG.
Yes.
You can't do that on German. You saying you got 5
Glubbers had a
rupees
realization.
think about that. This is in a while, but I can do a thing that I don't normally get to do. Anyways, Elden Twilight. How's Death Mountain Trail going, Jim? Looks like you just killed a bug and you're waiting for the... Yep, nice.
Yep. I did sure do some waiting there. That was some good waiting.
Ooh, I'm about to do some of that myself.
Yeah, let's go. But you can pick up rupees during your waiting. I wasn't able to do that during my waiting.
Yeah, but I also didn't wait optimally. Whatever that means.
Yeah, I'm almost done with the Elfin Twilight. His Shadow Beast ordering is a little weird, but thankfully I did not hit the wall.
Yeah, the Death Mountain Trail Shadow Beast fight is probably the most awkward one in my mind, just because the aggro radius for some of them is very interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Ideally, we
I'm
want
going
all
to
the
be
Shadow
a
Beasts
Tempest.
to... yes, and do the Wolf Bomb House skip method. Because Wolf Link, it does jump just far enough that if you position yourself correctly, you can make it over to the ledge. Very nice.
Nice. Yeah, not the fastest. I probably went about even with doing the human method, but still very nice to show off both methods. Now, Jim, are you ready for Lanayru? Jim, what is your opinion of Lanayru Twilight? I know a lot of people call it a snooze fest, but I know one specific runner who really likes it.
I mean, I would say that most of Lanayru Twilight itself is not a snooze fest. Oh, nice job with the bug going up there.
I don't know that I've seen that
But
before.
I would specifically say that the section where you run across Hyrule Field as Wolf Link is a snooze fest. But the rest of it, I think is actually pretty neat.
That's a fair look on it, for sure. I definitely enjoy a few different parts of it. I think that it's, of course, the run across Hyrule Field. I don't think anybody will tell you that is not a snooze fest. Now, I do think that the rest of it is kind of interspersed with cool stuff and kind of bleh stuff to overall make probably the weakest of the Twilights. Actually, definitely the weakest of the Twilights, and Jim is a gamer.
Yeah,
Congrats
first
on
time
that
I got that
setup.
tech skip in like 2 weeks. But yeah, that tech skip saves a couple seconds, and it also means that now on my map for the rest of the run, sets visually on the 2D map Lake Hylia to be full of water.
That... I didn't know that. Huh. That's a very neat little fact. I'm learning things today.
Welcome to Educational ZSR with Jim and the Glovers.
Alright, slightly awkward Shadow Beast fight for me as well. Now, Jim, as far as the bugs go, which one is your favorite in the Twilights?
A great question. I don't know if I have a favorite bug. I guess...
I see.
Specifically for GameCube, I think the one in Kakariko Malomart is pretty cool. That's a neat bug.
Yeah, the like, interesting mechanism that you can do to, like, hold left and then dash and knock it all the way down. That is a vaguely satisfying thing.
I got a little trolled by the Shadow Beast positioning here. Okay, this should be fine. Had to attempt that Shadow Beast fight again, since the first time I ended up bonking into the wall. Also, I have to make sure to not accidentally go to where the bug is here in HD and go to where it is in GameCube, because for some reason in HD they changed where this bug is.
Which is absolutely an interesting choice on their part. Especially because it tells you, it like shows you visually in the cutscene where the bug is in the original. They didn't change the preceding cutscene. I find that interesting.
They were trying to throw us off.
Yeah, they were trying to throw off the casual players. How dare they?
Alright, so now coming up we have Waterfall Side Hop, where we're going to enter this next area through the water to skip through telecutscene, which is like a 40-second long cutscene. And I'm going to attempt to hold target and right here, and jump
Nicely
at a point where for some reason you can stand for a few frames, and that is the Waterfall Side Hop.
Very nicely done, Jim. Now, hopefully this bug is kind to you. Ooh, that could have gone very poorly if it was a bit further of a snap to the side.
That is true, but thankfully not. Alright, lily pad bugs. Alright, that was pretty good for lily pad bugs.
No. Alright, lily pad bugs. Goodbye, lily pad bugs.
Yeah, in an ideal world, you hit both lily pad bugs with a single attack, but it's pretty rare to actually have that happen. We are not doing two different routes, no.
Yeah, we are.
The discrepancy in where we currently are is because this game is difficult. So we have each failed different tricks in the run.
Yes, and this adds up to where the discrepancy actually is. Now, there is, as this is a difficult game, there is still plenty difficult coming up.
Oh, yeah.
That is being an hour into the run, or nearly an hour into the run. We have plenty of spots for that to swap yet again.
Alright, time for the boring section. I'm gonna run as Wolflink for 2 minutes.
Well, I'm doing the less boring section. I'm jumping across some, like, stepping stones here and going to collect that bug. I do not have the muscle memory to go to the HD position, as the last time I played TPHD was 2016. Or I guess I have to do this room first, where you do the bonk the wall bug. How's the running going, Jim?
I am certainly holding forward on the control stick.
And I'm proud of you.
Yes, the one interesting thing that's happening here is that we actually hold back, or we pull back on the free cam to reduce lag through the area. So that saves a little bit of time running through the field. Also, very good waterfall side hop from Glubbers.
Mm-hmm. And then we
I
need
say
to
as if
not
Glubbers cannot
fall
hear
down.
me.
Very good commentary from gymnast86.
Yes, indeed. And Glubbers is doing a fantastic job commentating and doing the run at the same time.
Yes, I think the same thing. Oh, okay. I also...
Yo, let's go! Double lily pad bugs.
All right. Lily pad bugs were nice to the both of us today.
Excellent. We can say that we got revenge on the lily pad bugs.
True.
So now that I'm done running through Hyrule Field, I can now run through Castletown. But this time I have to do repetitive dash canceling.
Yeah. So there's been a couple of dash cancels so far, but I believe up until this point it's been exclusively with C up. But basically what Jim's doing is doing an animation cancel by canceling the dash animation with a B attack that will instantly give the dash back, and then repeatedly doing that happens to be the fastest bit of movement in Castletown.
Yeah, because for some reason, I guess not for some reason, but Wolflink's running speed in Castletown is significantly reduced, probably just because Castletown is a very small area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the repetitive dashing and canceling happens to be faster. I'm also glad that I did not forget the bug behind the cannon, because that's also something I do because of HD muscle memory on occasion.
That one would be a little embarrassing. I guess they both would be. But that one is a little bit harsher of a time loss.
Yeah, it's really awkward to try to route that one back in.
And now I'm on my version of running down Hyrule Field, walking in a straight line while C down so that I don't get lag. Now, Jim's doing an interesting sequencing for how to defeat the bugs on the card flight path. You actually don't defeat them in the order they appear in, so if they were to appear in an order 1, 2, 3, 4, the order that we defeat them in is actually 2, 1, 3, 4. We let the first one live for a bit, because it allows us to optimize the pathing doing the movement there just a little bit, such that when we defeat the second one, the first one is right in front of our face. And that just saves a little bit over time over doing it in the intended quote-unquote order.
Yeah, assumedly you would collect them in the order you see them, but SVA showed like 10 years ago that you can actually do it more optimally if you do it in 2, 1, 3, 4. Shout out to SVA.
We appreciate you, SVA.
Alright, hello,
Now,
Derek.
Yep, everybody say hello to Derek. Jim is facing Derek here, the boss bug of the Linearu Twilight. What do you think Derek tastes like?
I don't know that I want to think about that, actually.
I mean, some people eat bugs, so maybe,
that
maybe
is
they're
true.
tasty.
I believe they're a source of protein, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe that
I don't
is
actually
correct.
know if that's correct, but that sounds correct. But yeah, we do a strat here on the on the second and third cycles, I guess technically, where we attack Derek as he charges towards us, and then we can latch onto him immediately after that without having him to go back up and swooping back down in. And then we can bonk on him when we do the final charge attack, and that instantly cancels the charge attack.
Ah. It's a neat little strat found by I don't know who, but it's very nice.
I believe that one was Dragonbane.
Thank you, DB. Well, congrats on
No, this
completing the
commentary is
Mineru Twilight.
live.
Yes, this
Question in
is...
chat. We are racing and commentating at the same time because we thought it would be funny.
And it is. So far, it has been very funny.
Alright. So now that I'm done with Mineru Twilight, I'm going to go steal a bomb bag and then go to Lakebed Temple. This is also a part that I've had trouble with recently. In one of my recent attempts, I lost 4 minutes trying to kill these shadow beasts, so hopefully that doesn't happen today, but...
Yeah, so it can be a little bit interesting on a few parts of that, because there's a number of tricks that are just finicky and can lose a decent bit of time. Now, what Jim's going to try to do is, if you were here earlier, I'm going to repeat what we mentioned earlier about where there was a soft lock potential for the very first Shadow Beast fight. That's actually because that was how a method to completing this Shadow Beast fight in a way that does not require you to be human or have Midna on your back, allowing us to do the route that we now do. It's a very nice thing that was found in an unfortunate soft lock, but what Jim's going to do here is a very specific method to defeating the Shadow Beasts after he howls, of course. He has about a minute of howling here, while I take down Derek. And what it will do is just give a very specific way to beat the fight and let you enter Aiza's hut as the wolf, which it allows you to duplicate the bag for a very interesting reason that is rather complicated, but we might have time to explain it because, frankly, there's a lot happening and a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, the simple reason is that if you go in as Wolf, because you are already Wolf, you can just warp out, and you can take the, like, temporary state that Aiza tries to set with you out, which then causes weird things to happen if you then go back in and she sets it again. So to set this up, I actually have to talk to Aiza first. I also forget to talk to Aiza sometimes there, and then wonder why the trick doesn't work. So...
I failed the bonk, so I got the, like, Rories, I guess.
Yeah,
okay, so what Jim's going to do here is he's going to defeat the first Shadow Beast, and then he's going to do a very specific pattern of how he fights the next two, so that one is defeated with a B attack, and the second one is defeated with a jump attack. Just like that.
Okay, good.
Nicely
I did
done.
not lose 4 minutes. We love not losing 4 minutes.
Congrats on not losing 4 minutes.
But yeah, so now Aiza just kind of brings us in as Wolf. And normally at this point, when you say you'll help Aiza, she gives you a temporary bomb bag, which we have there. But because we're Wolf, we can just warp away. And now, when we warp back to the portal that we just got, Aiza's going to immediately bring us back in to the hut again. And this time, she is essentially going to try to, like, give us the temporary bomb bag again. But this, for some reason, empties the bomb bag, gives us a null item, and the next time that we die, I believe our null item becomes a filled regular bomb bag?
So, the null item is
like
the bow. The bomb bag that is full. So what's happening is that the bomb bag that is full is the first bomb bag that you had, the one that was assigned on the first entry, and Aiza is attempting to give you the bow and arrow to destroy, or sorry, the bow and bombs to destroy the rocks in your path. But then when you leave and re-enter, you then store the equips that you had, which are from the minigame. And in that You then are assigned, after you leave the second instance, you are given back the first instance as though they were real, and that duplicates them.
I see.
It's an interesting sequence.
So I unfortunately failed the minigame, so I have to do it again. I do want to fail the minigame, I just failed it incorrectly that time. Just to be clear.
I recommend failing it correctly.
Yes, this is also what I recommend. Oh, I think I held down too quickly there. Well, this is not optimal. What we're trying to do here is we are trying to bonk against the wall, but we're also trying to clip out of bounds at the same time, so that Wolflink falls into the void and gets a game over.
Mm-hmm.
Because doing this will trigger a glitch called Empty Lake Hylia, which will spawn us back in Lake Hylia, but on an incorrect layer where there just is no water, and is how we're going to get to Lakebed Temple early. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I was just holding down too early.
And I did not have
your
as
Shadow
much.
Beasts.
Yeah, this is my second attempt here. If you would please get over here.
Yeah, the positioning of the Shadow Beasts, if they don't both come over at the same time, ends up being extremely awkward.
That it
and then
does.
It becomes like very hard to deal with.
Hello. Ah.
Alright, so now all the water's gone. We drank all of it, and now we're very hydrated. And we're going to be doing a sequence here to enter the Lakebed Temple using a bomb boost. That is not the correct angle. There we go. So I'm doing just the precise steps here for this bomb boost. I'm going to pull out a bomb as I run, and hopefully I'll press the B button at the right time to boost myself in. And I did not. I wonder what was wrong about that. The rock is still there, so...
So if you just drop the bomb like that, it ends up being a little bit early. You needed to go a little bit later.
Right. I think something might have also been wrong with the angle, because just something about like the visuals didn't look quite correct, so that could have also been a reason, but I can just try again. The worst one is when the bomb like blows up the rock, but you don't make the trick, so now you have to do the trick with the rock already gone, which is different.
Yes. It is a different trick, and also the most visual cues are the rock.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Going for it again. Okay, that also looked wrong. Unfortunately, wait, is the rock... Okay, the rock is still there. I'm not sure what was wrong that time. Something was off.
Alright.
Also,
and
very
I get
nice
the
flippers.
fun trick first try. Unfortunately, I failed at jumping down a waterfall, so I have to just die.
Alright. Surely third time is the charm here.
Yeah, I do find this also interesting when it gets to the evening, because it starts to mess with the visuals a little bit.
Here we go. There we go. Third time's the charm.
Nicely done, Jim.
Clearly, I just needed it to be evening. I'm an evening guy.
Ah, that's it.
Complicate Lakebed Temple slightly. Also very nice flippers.
Yep. And get in.
Because normally you need the Zora armor to swim through the first section, but because we have the Master Sword, we can actually just save warp to get through the first section. So that skips the need for Zora armor there. And then generally for the rest of the dungeon, we aren't really going to need Zora armor except for Morpheal is like the one other place where not having the Zora armor means we have to do weird things. But yeah.
But this is also just a generally interesting thing that save warping while having the Master Sword is different than the casual means of getting into Lakebed, where you couldn't have the Master Sword. That's basically because they didn't want there to be the casual, or at least it's assumed that the reason is that they didn't want there to be the casual instance where someone comes back for a heart piece or something and soft locks themselves by playing as Wolf when they save warp and being stuck in that interesting part.
I am failing this clip for some reason. I'm attempting to do a displacement clip, but I'm having trouble opening up the map.
I accidentally targeted the Lizalfos, which I always abandon that if I do that. So
that is very fair, yeah. I think doing the displacement clip here, like I'm doing, only saves like a couple seconds at best over doing like the LJAs that Glubbers is doing. So I lost time to doing it there over if I had not gone for it. But I think it's cool, so...
I also think that it's cool, and I like going for it. That's actually the first time that I've ever targeted the Lizalfos doing that, and I just went, okay, this is weird, and didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah, very fair.
Alright, well, good luck on Deku Zero Cycle.
Thank you. Also, shoutouts to the boss flag.
Shoutouts to the boss flag.
It was a little bit late. No Zero Cycle for me.
I was not.
Very nice.
I
believe that basically
we are
gets us in sync now.
All right.
Now the real race begins. To see who can get better Morpheal RNG.
Good luck with your Morpheal RNG, Jim.
Thank you. Good luck to yours as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Lakebed Temple is also the only temple that we can do a boss key skip in, so that's what we're both going to be going to do now. Before that, though, we have to empty our bomb bag the rest of the way, so that we can pick up water bombs. Blubbers was better about emptying his water bombs than I was, so I had to empty a few more.
Yeah, the bomb dropping is a little bit awkward in Lakebed. I don't know how much of a, muscle memory you have doing it in Snow Peak, but for me, I kind of miss doing it in Snow Peak. It's quite a bit nicer, in my opinion, in Snow Peak.
Yeah, I don't think I have too much muscle memory for that, because it's also been a long time since I've done that, but I can definitely understand liking it more in Snow Peak.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of an awkwardness that comes with doing it in Lakebed. Although I will say, doing the, I believe people have been calling the displacement clip here in Lakebed that you did earlier, I think they've been calling it Wormhole. It does make the bomb routing a little bit nicer because you can drop straight into the water.
Yeah.
Alright, Jim and I both getting the boss key skip pretty quickly. No one having significant issues with it.
Place your bets, chat. Who's gonna have better Morpheal RNG?
Oh, you know we're going to interview each other post-run.
It is also kind of a miracle that you don't run out of air just sinking down to Morpheal here, because it is very close to not working.
Mm-hmm. So this is going to be a good highlight of how much Morpheal RNG can vary, unless we happen to get near identical Morpheal RNG.
I think we got identical Morpheal RNG.
I think we got identical Phase 1 RNG.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of failing things, this is a fantastic race so far.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we need to use our water bombs to refill our air meter underwater. If we swim with the water bomb and then try to throw it, that allows us to refill our air. So we're going to use that here to refill it right before the bomb explodes. And we can grab onto Morpheal. And we're going to force unequip the iron boots so that we immediately get off Morpheal. Otherwise, we would get thrown up into the air, which would not be great because then we could potentially... what's the phrase I'm looking for? Oh yeah, drown. I unfortunately am getting eaten by Morpheal, so I'm going to lose a heart, but that's fine.
I did not get eaten, which is going to be apparently about the only difference between our eels. I spoke too soon. That was commentator's curse. I'm sorry.
Well, I was taking a risk going for that after getting eaten. But unfortunately, Morpheal decided to swim upwards right at the moment that I wanted to do the regrab, so now unfortunately I have to do all that again.
That is a very unfortunate thing. This is... So, we were kind of making jokes around while we were doing the Morpheal fight. Morpheal without Zora armor is not easy by any means. It takes quite a bit of time to actually learn how to do that trick. And so it's not the most surprising when we see things like the occasional drown, you know? It's just something that happens. Again, this is a very difficult run, generally. But that does mean that we have to fight Morpheal again. How many bombs had you used?
I still have 8 bombs left, so...
Oh, so you're fine on bombs.
Yeah, I mean, even if I run out of bombs, there are other chests in the dungeon that have water bombs, but hopefully the fight just goes fine this time.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, that would have been very cool to come out of Morpheal synced too, though.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Jim going back into Phase 1. Ooh, okay, that's pretty nice RNG on the eye. Jim reacting to, as we both did before, but we were both fighting Morpheal, so it's hard to commentate on everything that's happening. Jim reacting to the eye about to go back into Morpheal's body? Question mark? I don't know where it goes. It looks like it goes in the mouth. And that is what signifies ending the first phase. We're able to do it in one attack because of the Master Sword. It does twice the damage of the Orden Sword. Now, it is doable with the Orden Sword to one cycle. It just needs to be hit twice as opposed to one time by either a jump attack or a spin attack. And Jim going again for... Nicely done on the air management there. So that is something to highlight that is not heavily emphasized unless you are yourself a Twilight Princess runner. The air management during the Morpheal fight has a fair bit of nuance to it. So what Jim's doing is pulling the bomb not as late as possible, but timing it so that it's delayed to a point where he will be able to get to Morpheal, managing that time well, while not blowing up the bomb and managing that timer as well.